I am TheHamer.
I'm Sable.
MichioZ. And we are the driving force behind D2T. We've all been gamers for a long time.
Oh, a long time. I think I was 14 when I started gaming.
Yeah, 15, 16.
Yeah.
I won't mention the game I started playing, but yeah, I started WoW at about 18.
Okay, let's go back to the game you started playing.
RuneScape.
Oh, that's right, I converted you, didn't I?
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
So, you know, we've all been around playing for a long time. We were all on board Aussies when Dota 1 was out. We played a lot. We aren't necessarily very good, but we have a lot of fun and we usually own pub games. Can't really play team games, but
Not yet.
own the pub games.
Okay,
Trying to, but you know, doesn't seem to work out for us all that well.
You gotta have a consistent team, which is the main thing.
Well, that's what this is all about, really. It's,
Exactly.
We want to find, in Australia, like, good competitive teams. We want to see how they play. We tried to look for something like that, but for some reason, you know, there's not really a big market for people to play competitive Dota in Australia, and we want to make that awareness sort of come to life using this tournament. I've always wished I could play an international, or at least, you know, go to it, but sort of my pocket doesn't think that far. So
I don't think there's been any Australian teams at the international, has there?
no, mostly Asian from what I can see.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the big things about this tournament. Like we would love to play in a tournament like this, and that's half the reason. I mean, that's where most of our ideas come from. We go, well, what would we want to do? Oh, let's introduce that. Oh, how would we want to do this? Oh, how would we want to play? How would we want the tournament set up if we were actually involved in this tournament? Because we would love to be involved in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that's what led us to what we have now. I guess and what you guys will help make possible. We just wanted to put a face behind who we are. We are real people, and we want to create something amazing. So
Yeah, and I mean, in the end, this could be huge. I mean, we've already got interest from other states, and so if this does go the way that we're planning, expansion Australia-wide and having our own national tournament is definitely not out of the question.
yeah, state by state, you know, head to head, maybe.
Maybe set it up so every region,
State
every state's their own region.
Yeah.
And the winners from that become into the national grand tournament.
And it's not just, you know, on top of the fun, there's always going to be a big prize pool for you guys. So, you know, it's all about revenue, sort of. So we can't produce such a competition without the right revenue, but with all the support from players, and if we have the right people that want to get involved, then we'll be able to make something that once a year you can always look forward to, and it's pretty much a competitive Dota tournament, over 100 teams sort of thing. That's our dream.
Yeah, no, there's
This is our starting point.
There's been a fair bit of discussion about future, and we have big ideas for future events if this one goes the way that, I mean, it's looking. I mean, initially we set this up and we went, let's get 8 teams, let's have a tournament, and I mean, at the moment we're pushing to get 16. That was never even on the cards
No,
when
it
we
wasn't.
started.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
And now, I mean, that's our big push. If we can get 16 teams, then yeah, this is going to be a lot bigger than we thought this quickly.
Yeah. So
Anyway, that's us.
Yep.
And that's why we are setting the tournament up, and that's why we are creating what we're trying to create. So the next explanation would be the rounds and how they're going to be set up. So that's your domain.
Yep, how you going, guys? I'm Sable again, just in case you missed that first time around. The rounds are set up in 2 divisions, Division 1, Division 2. If we get 16 teams like we were originally planning. And there'll be 8 per division, and they'll play off. It's a single round elimination. So the 8 and 8 will play off on 2 separate days. You'll run through, and then you get to the next division after that, if you win, which will be the top 4 in each division. After that, you'll be going to the final event, the final 3 events, which will be at the venue, which is basically the final of Division 1 and the final of Division 2, and the grand final where the winner of Division 1 and Division 2 will play off against each other for the prize pool.
in this particular event, it will only be single elimination. I have noticed the feedback from a lot of people not really happy with the single elimination format. unfortunately, when we first came up with the idea, we'd already set it in stone, so we don't obviously want to change it now. But in the future, as I said to Sable, there's consideration in possibly building a different type of competition system based on how we go this time around, and from the feedback we get from you guys, we'll be able to put something together that everyone will enjoy. And that's what this first tournament's about, really. We're learning. This is the first time we've set up a Dota tournament, Dota 2 tournament. So it's a matter of just seeing what works, what you guys like, and pretty much what we can provide in that regard.
So
that's why we've got you, because you're pretty good in that area.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So next, a discussion of the venue and the final date. Unfortunately, our initial venue fell through. We're not sure exactly what happened there. The owner was all for having us there on the 26th, and then the next thing he decided he wanted us there on a different day. So rather than mess you guys around and all that, we decided we're just going to look for another venue. So we're in the process of that at the moment. We have one pretty much locked down on the same street as previously advertised. It's going to be a little bit different, but that's for us to deal with. It's not going to affect you guys at all. This is what you've been looking into.
I was disappointed about that last venue. I think me and Sable went there actually, and it was pretty,
well set up for what it was, what we wanted. Had separate areas and whatnot.
A bit unfortunate that it fell through, so I've had to do a bit of hunting around, and I've come up with this place a couple of doors down from where we had already intended to have the venue. I haven't been there yet, but I've been in touch with the manager, I think the events manager there, and I think I'm going to have to arrange a time, and we're going to go up there and discuss probably dates and such. So until we have confirmation, and this time we'll probably get something in writing.
Yeah, well that was the issue. Last time we thought it was all done and dusted, these two had met the owner, and then, nothing in writing, so he changed his mind.
Yeah, so we had something in writing this time. That was a mistake, but see, learning curve.
Yeah. For us,
yes.
And for them as well.
Yeah, so
for you guys.
Once we get that date, we'll lock it in. It's possible that the grand or semi and grand final will happen maybe the 2nd of August, but that would probably be the latest we'll be looking at. And we're still looking at Friday or Saturday night. We think that's probably the best night that we'll enjoy and you guys will enjoy, and probably don't have work the next day, so it's probably also a good thing.
As we said, we're setting this tournament up in the way that we'd enjoy. We know that we want a tournament on a Friday or a Saturday night, so let's be honest, if you win that tournament, you're putting some of that money back over a bar and you're having a really good night. So,
and even if you're losing, you got to wash away your sorrows. So.
Yes.
Always next time. That's a good point too. The losing team, I shouldn't say the losing team, the third team that comes second, the runner-up, they'll get a free invitation to the next tournament that we hold. That way you can have your chance again at winning first prize.
As the winner will, obviously.
Oh, the winner will definitely be there. If I won a tournament, I'd be there the next time.
For sure, yeah.
On the night, what we're basically doing, we are, Michio is creating 10 computers. They are pretty much just going to be made to run Dota 2, that's it. So they're all going to be at the venue, they're going to be exactly the same, so there's going to be no processor
difference.
Yeah.
So you guys want to give me an even platform, so no one's going to have, say, state-of-the-art system, and someone else is just going to have, this average system.
Wooden PC.
Yeah, wooden PC as they call it, right?
So we are suggesting that people bring their own mouse and headphones because it's up to you guys. I know personally I love having my side buttons and my extra buttons on my mouse. Makes gameplay much easier, and I know transferring from having that to not having that is a massive jump.
Yeah, especially when it comes to tournament night. I don't think we're going to give you guys the opportunity to have practice rounds. That's still in question. It totally depends on time.
Yeah.
We haven't built a night event schedule yet, so we can't break down the hours. But if we can, I think we'll try and organise something so you guys can have a feel of the systems you'll be using. But as I said, because we don't know how much time we're going to have, it's hard to say at this point. Okay.
What we're planning at the moment is we're going to have the 5 computers set up down the middle of the room. We're going to have another 5 set up the opposite way down the middle of the room. The teams will basically be facing each other. We are going to have a big screen TV at either end, which will be broadcasting the game. So anyone watching will get a very good view. We're in discussions at the moment with a DJ who is also a Dota player and who understands the game enough that he won't pump the music at the wrong times. Initially we were very worried about maybe a DJ not understanding, but this person is actually a Dota player. They know that, you know, when you've got ganks on and things like that, you don't want the music pumping, you want to be able to talk to your teammates. So we're in discussion with him at the moment. We should be able to secure him, pretty sure.
Yeah, so pretty much we've got everything organised. It's just the last thing's the venue. So
So early life, that should be all resolved hopefully by the end of this week. And
well, we'll have a confirmation there, because pretty much when registrations close on the 30th of June at 11 PM, I'll get together with TheHamer and Sable and we'll work out the teaming schedule, because obviously we'll know how many teams we have. It'll be 8 or 16. Better work out the schedules for the online games and then work out the schedule for the grand final. And at that point, we should have the venue details finalised. We'll definitely have a grand final somewhere. It's a matter of where at this point.
so as long as you guys essentially like us on Facebook and keep track of that, the Facebook page, and
I've been keeping that updated pretty much every day, been letting everyone know what's going on. If you are involved in this tournament and you haven't yet liked the Facebook page, you get on there and do it. Any information that comes out, it's straight up there so you guys know exactly what's going on. As soon as we know where the venue is, it's going to be straight on there. As soon as we know, when the pre-rounds are going to be, it's going to be straight up on there. Obviously you get emails and stuff as well, but that's going to be a very easy port of call. So yeah, just get on there and it gives you the information that you need.
That's probably about it.
that's
I
about
think
it.
that's it.
We have our game together. We have a casting. I'm just trying to find the guy's name. We've got a few people actually that have applied to do the castings. I'm pretty much interested in one particular guy. Hasn't been sealed yet. When it does, his details will come up and you guys can have a look at what he's done before. He's done a few. It's pretty good. It should be quite interesting because we weren't originally going to have casting. When we first thought about the idea, casting actually never came to our mind. We actually completely forgot that watching a Dota game for 60 odd minutes actually does get boring at some point. It's good to have a bit of talk over. So yeah, casting's happening. I think it will be streamed through Dota TV. That also could change. Depends on the caster, obviously. So we'll let you know more about that once that stuff's locked in. Okay.
Well, that's it from us. Hopefully we'll see you at the tournament. Once we have our final 4, we will be creating an event on Facebook. We don't know how many people are going to turn up to the final event. If we do hit capacity at the venue, this event will become a guest list, and if you're not on the list, you won't be allowed in. We honestly have no idea if we're going to pack the place or not.
Not a clue.
But on the off chance that we do, make sure when that event is created, you get your name on that list. It's going to be an awesome night, no matter what happens. We are very, very excited about this.
On that note, even if you guys are knocked out in the preliminary or the quarterfinals, still come along tonight anyway, just to show you support for the team to go through and for the actual Dota 2 tournament itself. So we get, to bump it up a bit more and get us some numbers.
Might be able to meet the players that competed against you, knocked you out in person. That way, create a bit of a...
Put a face to a name.
Yeah, you killed me around that tree.
And that's the thing too. You're going to know everyone at this bar is a gamer. So I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Manor Bar, but it's a very different environment to a regular bar. And this event's going to be very similar. Everyone at this bar is going to be a gamer. So it's going to be a very different environment to a regular nightclub. And I think it's going to be very, very enjoyable. I'm very excited.
Base hunter for sure, people. Base
Oh, yeah.
hunter for sure.
Hunt that Dota.
Alright, no worries, guys. That's
Alright,
about it.
I think that's it.
No worries.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Catch you later.